Hello and welcome back to the new year. We're very glad to have you back. Today we're just kind of easing back into things, so there's actually no new work. We're just doing a few things to kind of get back into the mindset of school. So if you look at the assignment 1-4, it's Welcome Back Day. It has a number of things connected to the assignment. So the first thing is just this Happy New Year Google form. It's just a chance to reflect a little bit on the things from last year and set some goals for going forward. So take a few minutes and really take that seriously and fill it out for us. And then the next activity is to work on the class Jamboard, Who Am I? So when you do this, you're going to have to use two tools to get it done. The first one is actually the Jamboard. That's where the riddles are posted, and you'll put your answer directly on the Jamboard. But I want you to also write down the equation that you use to solve the Jamboard. I'm trying to encourage you to use equation thinking. So I want you to write the equation that you use to solve it here in the answer slides. So you'll use this Google Slides answer sheet to submit your work for that too. After you finish the Jamboard, the last two slides in this answer slide sheet are a chance to just get some experience with a tool that we're going to use for the rest of the week, and that's this graphing line simulation. So when you get to those slides in the answer sheet, you're going to want to come back and open this link. So let's look. I think that this Google Forms is a little self-explanatory, but when you click on it, it just opens up here. You fill it in, just your questions and a little bit of thought to get that done. Then the next thing you would do is go to the Jamboard, which again, the link is on the assignment page. But you look at this and there's a riddle posted here. When you take 17 and subtract it from 30, it's equal to me plus 11. Who am I? So I would use this equation, I would use this riddle, and I would write an equation for that. Now you don't have to write it on the Jamboard. I'm just going to do it so I don't have too much flipping back and forth. Just for practice, what I would do is when you take 17 and subtract it from 30. So I have 30 and I'm subtracting 17. That it is equal to me, right? Me is the mystery number, plus 11. Now I have an equation for my mystery number that I can use to solve. And if I looked at this, I could see that the answer to this is 30 minus 17 gives me 13. And when I subtract 11, the answer to this would be 2. So don't just put 2. You would also want to write your name so I know to whom I should give the credit for it. And save that sticky note, and then you can see it posted on the Jamboard, and I just stick it there somewhere. Now, lots of people are going to put answers on this Jamboard. Make sure that you are actually taking the time to check and make sure that your answer is correct, that you trust that answer. If you don't want to use the sticky note, you can just write the number and maybe your initials. That's me. Any of these tools, you could use a text box. It's 2, my last name, as long as there's some way for me to know who it was. Okay. Now, this equation is the one that I used to solve it. So remember what I said. I'm going to go back to this answer slides, which again, I can open here from the assignment. When I click on it, it'll open the answer slides, and you can see I just entered the equation right here. So just to do it again, I'll take a text box, and I'll say to solve question number 1, which was the question with the blue sticky note, the blue riddle, so it's in a blue box, 30 minus 17 equals n plus 11. That's all I have to do. You don't have to show me your work solving the equation. I just want to see how you were using equation thinking to solve that problem. Now, the last two slides use this PhET exploration. So use the PhET tool in slope-intercept model to create lines. So again, if I come here and I click on this link, it'll open up this PhET model. Remember it says slope-intercept. So I don't want this one where it just says slope. I want to click over to the second box, slope-intercept. I'm going to click on that to open it up. And then I'm going to read the instructions. What they say is basically just make a line, right? Play with the model, learn how to use it. If I look at this, there's like some pretty cool looking knobs on here, but I can only move it one direction. What does this blue one do? Oh, I can move that one anywhere I want to. Notice what happens when you move this blue knob around. It changes these blue numbers. When I move this purple model, it changes this number. We did use this tool before break. I just want to give you a chance to use it again and experiment a little bit. So if I go back and look at the instructions, explore changing the slope, the intercept, and comparing the equations to the graph. Then it says save a line and enter the equation, intercept, and slope in box 1. Create a new line and with the saved line and fill in box 2. So in the end, I'm going to create 2 lines using this model. And I'm just going to fill in what's the equation from the line, what is the intercept, what's the slope, just to remember the things we learned about using an equation. And then I'm going to take a screenshot of those lines and paste it below. So let's look at what that's going to look like. I take this, and after I played with it for a while, I decide, okay, here's a line I really like. If I look here, it says 4 over 4x plus negative 2. But I see there's an equation here too, y equals x minus 2. This equation that goes inside the coordinate plane just simplifies this version right here. But I can take either one, and I would come here, and I'd say, all right, I picked it. My equation is y equals x minus 2. And then I remember my intercept is the number that's being added at the end. So that's negative 2. And my slope is what's multiplying x. So that would be 1. And I'm done with the first box. Now the instructions say save that line and create a new one. This is the new thing that we have to learn how to do. To save this line, I click this button that says Save Line. And the trick is when you click it, not much happens, right? So I saved that line, and the only change you'll notice right away is that the Erase Lines button is now active. But look what happens. Now when I move the black line, it leaves a gray line behind. That original line that I just wrote down, y equals x minus 2, is still there, and I'm able to do all the things I could do before with the black line. Okay, so that is how you would fill out this answer sheet. The last page, go ahead. I know we can't take screenshots of meetings, but it is okay to take a screenshot of this tool and paste it into the slides. And I want to see that everybody was able to create the 2 different lines that were there.